Hello, everybody. Welcome back to NASCAR Heat Evolution. My name is jfavignano, and before we jump back into the career mode today, I took some advice by Billy Strange there on Inside Sim Racing about the control setup. So I did 270 in the profiler. I'm doing 360 degrees here, and he's absolutely right. What it does, let me show you. Open up on the global device settings here. I use that enable centering spring of 150. I really want that feel in the center of the wheel. And we have it at 271 because, you know, Logitech Profiler never lets you get exactly 270. Don't ask me why. It's really annoying that they do that. I hit OK. So 270 in your Profiler and 360 here. And what that does is it gives you a really nice stiff center of the wheel, so you have a lot more feeling there instead of it being so numb. So hats off to Billy Strange for figuring that one out. Appreciate you big time there, buddy. Let's see here. Yep, that's going to be good right there. Career mode. So, would you like to resume your career? Yes, I would like to resume my career. Some things with career mode that I don't like so far have to be the rubber banding AI. We haven't seen it too bad here. I've seen it in a lot of other videos. And I know that DMR wants to address that, or they are addressing that currently. They understand people would rather have a slider like me. If I open this up and we're on career AI difficulty, I'd rather have this on the same adaptive menu as we have for race now, and the ability to set the AI where you want them. The rubber banding is just too much sometimes. If you get really far behind, they really slow down. And you saw it big time at Daytona last time because we were doing 158, 160 in the draft. And that's because our car is so underpowered and we're such a small racing team starting out that the rubber banding AI is slowing down and you're drafting it at 160 miles per hour, even around the other cars, which seems so incorrect because it is. However, regardless, that's the thing that I don't like about it so far. Race length, we're going to stay with 13%, 4 times normal, flags, all that good stuff. How about it? Ready for Atlanta, Folds of Honor. The Quick Trip 500. Well, we won't be doing 500 miles today. So let's hit race. How about it? I changed up spotter packs. So I do have Rick Allen. We don't have Still There. We don't have Bobby Labonte anymore. We have Rick Allen. If you don't know who Rick Allen is, he's one of the NBCSN announcers. Very well-known sportscaster. All right, let's see. Qualify session. Well. We do want to do a little bit of work here on the setup. I'm going to go with some grill tape. You can get away with 100 here. Let's do 100. We'll probably nearly be blowing up at that point. Brake bias. I know it's going to be we might need that a little to the front. I'm just going to barely touch that. And I know the car will get tight on a longer run, but I'm not worried about that on qualifying. So that will do for now. We're going to save that. Yes. I would love the ability to save multiple setups and you be able to change the names of them. That would be really cool. I would really like to see that. Let's go ahead and qualify here at Atlanta. Fire it up. As you can see right there, that was Rick Allen encouraging us to get out on the track. Let's just say that. Using manual shifting with the clutch. And, I mean, other than the rubber banding AI needs to be addressed, the sounds. I mean, I cannot wait for this game to get new sounds. It's going to give it a whole new look and feel. Not look, I guess, so a whole new sound, right? Oh, man. All right, so here we are in Atlanta. We know that by taping the car up like I did, that's going to make the car loose. That's what I want it to do. Coming to our first lap here. Want to get all the way up next to this wall and just barely breathe out of the throttle, back into it fully because we're on a qualify run here. And the car's going to push up a little bit off the corner, but you got to really watch how much input you're giving it. There we go. Down the back stretch, up against the wall. Car hunts a little bit there, out of the gas just a little bit, back into it fully. There you can go. The engine's already starting to blow up. That's another thing that is incorrect in the setup, is that you would easily, and see, it's already affecting our, wow. That's, yeah. Well, we got 31st on it, but that's an incorrect thing. Almost every single team that goes out there and qualifies is running 100% tape. I think they made that way too high, meaning that you will blow your engine way quicker than you would in real life or, under a qualifying run. So Brad Keselowski with 31.389. How about that? Let's continue along here, and we're going to be ready for the race. I'm just going to go with the default setup for now. The only things I can see that we may have to make adjustments are in the pits. So let's do it. Let's do the race in Atlanta.
Hampton, Georgia, home of the Atlanta Motor Speedway. This is Rick Allen bringing you the Folds of Honor Quick Trip 500. The Mania of Daytona is behind us, and now the regular season really kicks in.
Thank you, Rick Allen. Yes. Now get up there on the spotter box. I need you up there. All right, getting ready to drop the green flag here behind Danica Patrick. Here we go. Green flag's out. Don't want to pass below. We gotta get past the stripe first. Climb it through third gear. Behind Clint Boyer. They're gonna push it almost 3 wide on this start. I'm gonna stay to the bottom here. Watch Eric Jones getting into the door of us a little bit there, and Danica Patrick. Wow, they are really bumping and banging right here as I save it coming off of 2. Hopefully these guys are gonna settle down a little bit. My God, they're aggressive right off the bat. Breathe the throttle a little bit. Wow, somebody just got into us again. It's gonna be Brian Scott back there trying to rough us up for the 30th position, which he's going to successfully do. I'm gonna stay to the high line right now. That low line is just crazy right now with people. Breathe that throttle a little bit here. Try to make up some ground on Bobby Labonte in the 32 and following Danica Patrick off of turn 2. Yep, gonna stay right here in line the best I can. Off the throttle, back into the throttle. I am gonna push it a little 3 wide here. We need to get aggressive on this beginning part of the race. Hopefully Landon Castle won't pinch us. He did not. Good. Man, we had to get out of that massive traffic mess back there. Breathe the throttle a little bit here, back into it fully. You can only do that so long before it starts to get really tight on you, so take advantage of it when you can. Kurt Busch stuck behind Brian Scott. We're going to take advantage of that. Just try to get the inside of Brian Scott before it's too late. A little bit of a breathe on the throttle and back into it fully, trying to get the yellow line as we push up. A little bit of a dive bomb I used on him, but what are you going to do? We're up to P21 right now, and I set my sights on none other than Paul Menard. And oh man, they just got together up here and nearly had a crash. Ooh. I almost turned Austin Dillon. I don't know what they did there, but you know, it's bad on those guys. Good for us. We'll capitalize from that. Breathe the throttle a little bit here. Back into it. Here comes the rubber banding AI. Watch Austin Dillon. Although maybe it's not rubber banding so much as, you know, they're a much faster race team in a faster car. And he just got held up by traffic back there, so hard to say. Out of the throttle, back into the throttle. Yeah, I don't know how people are able to just hold this thing full wide around the track unless you're in normal mode, but in sim mode, you just can't do it. You have to roll out of the throttle or brake. I don't brake very much in the opening laps at Atlanta, but later on in the run, we will start having to just add a touch of brake into turn 1. Atlanta's a very fast track, and that's just how you run it. Because you want to help the car set in the corner, like a little bit of brake right there. Ooh, that was a little too much. And what you notice is that it throws it down into the corner. I did it way too much. But the brakes in this game are so damn sensitive. I really wish they would work on the brakes. The braking really needs to be worked, because even at tracks that you need brakes, like short tracks, it seems like you're afraid to use the brake as much as you want to, because the car wants to jump on you, which is based off of, you know, whatever you have the brake bias set at. There we go, like that. But it's all about breathing that throttle. If you do not breathe the throttle, it's a gigantic mess. Let me tell you, you're just gonna hit the wall. Making time on mirrors. Another big thing I want to see addressed, and I did talk to them about this while I was in Chicagoland, was the need of an FOV slider, or to change your field of view in the inside view, because you don't get the sense of speed. It almost seems like you're going kind of slow based off the FOV of being around about 80 or 90 that it is right now as we come behind Casey Mears. Gonna give him a little bit of a tap there, let him know we're here. But you notice if we go to the hood view, you get the sense of speed right off the bat. I mean, watch Denny Hamlin there get into the bottom of the corner. And you can just get a grasp of 160 miles an hour right now, 180 that we'll be doing or so. I'd love to see that addressed. I love the inside view. I'm a sim racer, and I just, I like this kind of perspective you get in racing, and I would like to see that changed because we really need one. But they are listening. And they plan on implementing a lot of different changes that people want. Car was a little loose off of power there. That's not very good, but I'd rather it be loose than tight. I'll tell you that, especially this early in the run.
Stay low. Still there.
Still there.
Car high.
And they could just do away with the sound completely. I mean, just use just the spotter voice and it would be perfectly fine. It's the that gets annoying after a while when you hear it about, 100 times or so.
Stay high. Still there.
Racing Denny Hamlin for P16. Pretty good here. I'm going to try the middle line. I've had success with the middle line here, especially if you get on the seam. The seams seem to really help you out. Get it? The seams seem to help. Well, they do. Just put those left side tires down on that black seam on the left, and it works pretty well. We find grip there in the middle of the track. And I remember in the previous Utenix titles, you just couldn't run different lines. You had to always prefer the inside lane. And you'll notice some of these guys will start running a different line after a while, especially if, the one that they're racing in front of them, it's not doing it for them. They'll pull out of line and try to make a run for it, which is really nice to see. We're making pretty decent time by running this middle line. I'm going to continue running it. The bottom just doesn't seem as fast as the middle right now. See, the only problem I have with that, I don't know what it is. It's just, how the cars suck together. Like I said, you get the arrow push and all that. It seems like you fight it, like the car starts to wiggle in the middle of the wheel. It's a weird feeling. Again, I address these things as they come because as I have more time with the game, I get to see the, more things that I would like to see improved. Another thing is, you'll see up there where the leaderboard is. I don't like when you have the leaderboard up, you can't see what lap you're on. That's kind of annoying. You have to cycle through that, and if you're racing, why would you want to do that, All right, I think we're going to have to run the bottom of 3 and 4, and we're going to run the seam in 1 and 2. But yeah, I mean, you can cycle through these, obviously. We're on lap 14 of 42. Get on that seam right there. There we go, beautiful. Car hooks up really good right there. But I think we're slower in 3 and 4 than some of these other guys. Have to breathe the throttle quite a bit right there so the car wouldn't shoot up towards the fence. And as we're getting close on fuel here, so we're going to have to make a pit stop probably the next time by. And we're probably going to make... I don't think we're making any adjustments. I kind of like the car how it's feeling right now. Cannot be upset by that. Looks like some other people are going to be... Everybody's going to be hitting the pits right here. Green flag pits are underway at Atlanta. We're going to go easy, man, on those brakes and the downshifts. I mean, it gets so squirrely so fast. We should have pit a little bit later on down the road, but that's okay. And we're going to get hit. We're going to get run over. Another thing I really don't like about the AI in this, we made it though. How is the AI going to pull this one off? They did. They pulled it off. Okay, yep. 2 cans full of 4 tires. Repair, yeah. Tape. Is it 35? Wedge. What do I want to do with wedge? Do I want to do anything with wedge? We can loosen the car up a little bit more. Let's just take a little bit out of the... Yeah, out. This is hurting our pit stops. Waiting for those people. Here we are, our first pit stop. Our guys are in all blue as they go into service on the right-hand side, putting those right-hand side tires running around. It's going to be a 15.4 pit stop, which is absolutely terrible. It should be closer to 13, you would imagine. But hey, we were trying to be careful getting onto pit road. It's just so darn tough. And the AI, sometimes they run you over on pit road. They need to be a little more, you know, forgiving about that. Oh, careful here, careful here. Good God, getting back on the track is a nightmare too. Cold tires doesn't help. All right, we're back up to speed. Terrible pit stop. Terrible getting onto pit road is going to definitely hurt us here. But let's see if we can make it up in time. I think we'll start to see the rubber banding AI start to happen here. You're going to see them slowing down for us, which it is frustrating. I do not like it at all. I'd rather, you know, just race my my position, deal with my mistakes, as they would be called, like this right here. This is absolute rubber banding by Regan Smith. There's no reason for him to be running that slow at all. It is just absolutely ridiculous to deal with that. So I would like the rubber banding to be gone. You know, maybe some people want it. You know, I totally get where they're coming from. They want people to feel like they're still racing, you know, if they're so far behind. And yellow comes out. How about that? We're not going to pit. We just pit. So we're not going to pit. Whoever was staying out or on a different strategy is going to pit. Wow. Might have a wreck up here. Watch out. Brian Scott's known. Is that? Oh, no, that's Brian Scott. He's known for not hitting the brakes under yellow. Oh, man. That could have been bad. So we're not going to pit here. Not sure what happened, but the caution does fly right after green flag pit stops. Getting ready to restart here. P23 behind Casey Mears. And race is going green. Green flag is out. Let's get everything we can on this start. On this restart, I want to get a little aggressive, pushing on Casey Mears through third gear, through fourth gear. I'm going to go the middle line here. It's going to, nope, I'm going to have to cut off Landon Castle. He is trying to make a move on us there. Regan Smith trying to come down just a little bit there, grabbing some draft off of Brian Scott as we head down the backstretch. This is where it's going to get a little dicey. These guys are going to start getting a little aggressive here later in the race. Like that. Regan Smith trying to take that bottom lane away from us, which is fine. If he really wants it, it's okay with me. All right, I'm going to get around him on the bottom, and we're going to have to move to the middle of the track to get around these guys. Just don't see it happening for us on the bottom lane here in 1 and 2. We're faster here in the middle, so I'm going to stick with that strategy. It worked for us last time. Hopefully it'll continue this time. Oh, he was not clear. Almost took out Brian Scott. I was so far right on the wheel on that save. And that's just another spotter problem. The spotter doesn't really tell you when you're clear. I'm getting really aggressive with Brian Scott right now. Really trying to get by this guy. Can I get him right here? Might be able to get that nose in there. Nope, he doesn't want to give up the spot. And we almost take out Larson in the process there. Brian Scott being really, really aggressive with blocking and taking away the lines on us here. But that's okay. We're going to try the middle line here and get around these guys. We seem to be better right there anyway. Don't you come up here and block me. I will turn you, Brian Scott. I will turn you, sir. Got in the wall a little bit there. Not a big deal. Back into the gasket on that seam. There we go. A lot of wheel in it, but we're good. We are good. P21 right now. I said 19th. As we are going to be racing Denny Hamlin here very shortly. He's got some rear damage there. He must have been part of the caution. Probably shows why he's so far back. Still there. Yeah, great lap. Thank you, Rick Allen. Appreciate that, buddy. Breathe that throttle a little bit here and there is all you got to do when you have those fresh tires. Trying to grab the draft from Jimmy Johnson. I feel like the car wants to go left and right in the middle, and that's just mind-boggling sometimes. It's frustrating. when you're trying to hold a, you know, a solid line in the middle. But maybe it is the degrees of rotation not being at 900. Just gotta get used to it, but it's definitely a lot more feeling there. Trying to stay with Jimmy Johnson in the middle lane. I don't think it's gonna work. We're gonna go to the outside. Gonna almost push it 3 wide, but we're back to 2 wide as we come off of turn 2, right at his door. Whoa, it's sucking right to his car. Race Casey Mears and Kurt Busch here. Gonna be pushing it 3 wide a little late in the race here. Got to just maintain my lane right here. We're gonna be all right. Watch those safer barriers. They do pop out quick. Casey Mears just body checks us essentially. But it was tight. I mean, we were 3 wide, so that was a lot of it was my fault. I was pushing it. You got to be smart in these races to finish decent. We'll have to try something else around Casey Mears. Casey Mears seems to favor that middle line as much as I have in this race, and he doesn't want to give it up. Making ground on McMurray right now at the stripe. Heading into turn 1. Can we do it if we stay in the middle? Really push it right on that seam right there, buddy. And it works for us. We clear McMurray off the backstretch. Onto the backstretch. Yeah, the wheel moving around the middle in the straights is just driving me nuts. I don't know why it's doing that. It feels like I have to fight a S-turn. It squiggles. I want that to be stiff there in the center of the corner. Otherwise, it feels like you're kind of out of control in a straightaway, which is kind of weird. I'm not going to give him much room. I dive bombed Casey Mears. I will absolutely fess up to that one. But I did it on purpose. Owed him one a little bit there. He didn't give us very much room. We were 3 wide. What are you going to do? Already feeling the tires starting to fall off. We're starting to get that push happen. Following Jimmy Johnson's draft, if we can keep it up. Although, if we can't keep the speed around Kurt Busch, we're going to have to try something else. Still racing smart here. Don't want to push it 3 wide. We know that didn't work out so well for us last time. Kurt Busch trying to get a little bit of side draft off on us. Watch Casey Mears. Here he comes with the run. I'm going to try to chop him. It's not going to work. He'll turn us if we get down there. Yep. Hard racing with Jimmy Johnson, Kurt Busch, and Casey Mears right now. 10 to go. Wow, car got really loose there on entry. We got to get around Jimmy Johnson. He's way too slow.
Still there.
Nice run there. We actually did pretty well in the center of that corner. We might have Casey Mears here into turn 3. No. I had to breathe that throttle. I was going to, you know, wreck him and ourselves possibly. Getting the back end of him a little bit there. Hard racing with Casey Mears. Coming to the stripe. Low on fuel again. You got to be kidding me.
Car high.
We're going to have to stop one more time.
Clear high.
Let's pray for a caution right now. That'd be nice. How many laps to go? Oh, yeah. We got to stop for fuel one more time.
You're low on fuel.
I say we just do it now. Oh, God dang. I'm just hard into the brakes. Like, I didn't even get in the brakes hard. It was just that transition that almost wrecked us. Oh, man. That is frustrating, too. All right, we're just going to do a splash and go here. Let's just do 1 can of fuel.
Slow down.
Yep, we're slowing down. No tires. No. We'll do 1 can of fuel. Tape it up a little bit. Try to get more speed out of this thing. Take a little more wedge out of it. Try to get this thing a little faster here. Last stop of the race. What is it going to be? I got to get better at pit road entry. It's totally different than iRacing, man. Totally different. Got to watch that transition. 5.8 seconds. We're back out. Let's do it. Stay on the bottom here as everybody goes by. There's Kurt Busch right there. That's where we just were a little bit ago. Watch out for Jimmy Johnson. You son of a bitch. Get it going straight again. And it's that wiggling that's killing me on the wheel. I don't know what it is from. It's a wiggle in the middle of the center, like in the middle of the wheel. And when you're trying to get on the track or something, it feels like you're just swaying. That's why we went up into the track, and I did not mean to do that. So blending is pretty difficult to do in this game. Fresh tires, get the hell out of the way. What is Regan Smith doing down there? Wiggling. We're gonna see, here's rubber banding right here, and it's killing me.
Still there.
I don't know what Regan Smith is doing. He's like cleaning his tires at that speed. That's what it looks like. All right, they're pitting for their final time. Let's see if this worked out for us. They're gonna have fresher tires than us, but we just took 1 can of fuel. I think we'll make it to the end on that. I do. Estimated fuel 7 laps. I don't know if that was a good call or not. Man, I hate messing with those windows when I'm racing, man. All right. Let's just try to finish the best we can here. We're taking a gamble by doing 1 can. Maybe we should have done 1.5. Now we know that only gives you 7 laps. It's just, what sucks is when you have the leaderboard up, you just don't know what lap you're on. It drives me nuts, and you have to touch that button. 5 laps to go. We're to the good. We're at least 1 or 2 laps to the good right now. I think this is going to work out for us. Fuel strategy at its finest. Rubber banding from Tony Stewart, nearly going to cause a crash from it. Yeah, that just isn't fun. When you see this right here, no, I don't like it. Rubber banding AI just isn't for me. And until it's fixed, like if it gets to be really bad in this career, I'm just gonna jump out and we'll do championship mode, because I know championship mode, they don't do that. At least then the racing will be a little bit better, you know? Because, oh, here's the rubber banding. Remember, Tony Stewart was doing like basically highway speeds, and now he's just doing super speedway speeds. Because they want us to race for that P16. Jamie McMurray on fresher tires than us for P17. So they're going to speed up, and they're going to start getting about our speed. They're going to match it. That's what the adaptive AI does. And they're going to make us work for P17 or P16, which would be great for this team to finish right there. Cannot get the car down to that yellow line. We can try, but it is pretty difficult. Like right here, you'll see the car starts to S on me just like that. I don't get that. That is one thing I do not like. Kurt Busch on fresh tires. He's going to try to make up his time. And see, and the AI has set it hard, so the rubber banding, they're just going to be absolutely lightning quick. I mean, I'm sure they didn't take tires. It's probably just rubber banding. I can't imagine them taking 4 tires that late in the race, but you never know. Hey, look at that. We were able to actually battle Kurt Busch for P18. And we set our sights on Jamie McMurray. Watch right here. Driving the hell out of this car in the middle lane. I don't want to get on the bottom lane. We have to give that away on old tires. We race Kurt Busch off of turn 4. Side by side still. Oh, he's getting real close to our door there. Trying to get a little bit of a side draft. It worked for him, too. We pushed him forward.
You're all clear.
Had to jump out of the gas there as we almost hit the wall. We're so tight. Ooh, off the corner. Cars. There's that S. I hate that S. I'm going to have to look that up. Maybe that is... I don't remember it being that bad before I made that adjustment. Maybe I just don't like that adjustment. Maybe I want 900 degrees. I'm just used to it. I don't remember it hunting that bad. P18, how about it? That was good. Some good hard racing there at Atlanta. And we got to race with one of my favorite NASCAR drivers, Kurt Busch, there at the end for P18. Wow. Came down to fuel strategy. We decided to go with that 1 can. It was just enough fuel. I'll keep that in mind. A can will give you about 7 laps. Somebody wanted to see, as we get our speed rating, somebody wanted to see the results, so we will definitely do that as well. Let's hit continue. I'm going to watch a little bit of the replay so I can get a screenshot and all that good stuff, and then we'll be back with some results of the race. All right, here are the race results. We finished P18. Have a look here. 21st, 31st. There's Bobby Labonte back there. They were down. Greg Biffle had problems. Brad Keselowski wins the race. Carl Edwards right behind him. I wish it didn't constantly change also, so we could change it manually with the up and down arrow. That would be nice. But it just cycles. Chase Elliott there with third. Ryan Newman fourth. And I think it was Kyle Busch there. So Brad Keselowski wins it at Atlanta. We gained quite a few points there. We cannot be upset with that at all. Finished 18th, $5,327. Moog's going to give us $5,000. And it's going to be a total of $10,327. We didn't have our secondary sponsor on. I thought I had Can-Am. I guess we did not. So here are the point standings. 25 points for us. We're going to be in 31st. Very close. We're going to be racing Brian Scott for that 30th position. So if we do get a win, we'll be chase eligible if we just stay right there in the 30th position of points. And I think we can possibly do that this year. I'm hoping. I am hoping that will be the case. That's going to do it here for Atlanta Motor Speedway. Once again, my name is Jeff Favignano. Thanks for watching. I will see you guys in the next one. Take care.